There's a $3 object in every hardware store right now. It has been used for heat since the Roman Empire first rose. It requires no electricity, no fuel, no battery, and no monthly bill. And it can warm a room through an entire freezing night on its own, not supplement the heat, not assist a heater, completely replace it. Field soldiers used this in the mountains of Korea in '50. Shepherds in the Scottish Highlands used it 4 millennia ago. It works better than most $600 electric heaters today. Then the heating industry was born and became very powerful. And this $3 solution became knowledge they needed gone. They did not bury it because it failed any kind of performance test. They buried it because it passed every single test they ever ran. This is the story of the brick that replaced a $600 heater, and the industry that spent billions burying it. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If these stories matter to you, subscribe and hit the bell. This is where vaults get opened. This is where the knowledge they buried comes back to light. In 1792, a Scottish shepherd named Angus Drummond was found alive after 3 days, trapped in a highland blizzard. Temperatures had dropped to minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit. His shelter was a stone wall and a pile of heavy wool blankets. When rescuers reached him, they found something else inside with him. 8 flat stones pulled from a nearby frozen stream bed that day, each one heated in his fire before the storm arrived that night, wrapped in cloth and arranged carefully around his sleeping position. The stones had held their warmth for nearly 14 straight hours. Drummond was not a scientist. He was not a trained engineer. He was a man who understood one fundamental rule of physics well. Dense mass absorbs heat slowly and releases it just as slowly. The fire burns fast, gives everything it has, and then is gone. The stone burns nothing. It receives heat and holds it for hours. This principle was not discovered in 1792 Scotland. It was already ancient when the Roman Empire was still young. Roman engineers built hypocaust systems beneath floors and in walls. Massive heated brick networks kept buildings warm for days on end after the fire was extinguished and all the fuel had been spent. The Anatolian peoples used terracotta foot warmers in 800 years before the Common Era. Centuries before electricity existed, the Japanese developed the utanpo, a ceramic vessel for hot water that kept mountain beds warm through brutal winters for a millennium. In 1845, American frontier families heading westward carried soapstone bricks in their covered wagons across the plains. The stones were heated each morning in fires before the day began. Children slept warm through nights, reaching minus 30 degrees. Not because their families were wealthy or had expensive equipment, because they understood one simple truth that we were made to forget. Dense material holds heat, and it costs almost nothing to use. By 1920, coal and wood stove industries controlled heat. By 1950, electric heaters had entered consumer markets. By 2020, the global heating equipment market had crossed $140 billion per single year. $140 billion. Every year, without exception. Built on one core premise that every single advertisement repeated. That heat requires a machine, a product, a monthly energy payment. The brick method destroys that premise with $3 in physics. You cannot sell a subscription service to a fired clay stone. You cannot install a smart thermostat inside a simple clay brick. You cannot charge for annual filter replacements on something eternal. So the industry funded comfort research and efficiency testing that never once asked what a shepherd in Scotland already knew. Here is where the science becomes genuinely impossible to argue with. Brick and dense ceramic have a specific heat retention capacity of approximately 0.84 kilojoules per unit of Kelvin. A standard clay brick weighing approximately 2 kilograms total, heated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit in a campfire, carries enough stored thermal energy to release steady, slow warmth for 6 to 10 full hours inside an insulated tent or small shelter. Not a spike of heat followed quickly by cold, sustained radiation. In 2011, researchers at the University of Bath conducted a study on passive thermal mass in low-energy shelters. Their published findings confirmed that fired clay brick retained heat at rates consistent with specialty materials, costing 50 times more. A 2-kilogram brick heated to the same temp as a ceramic heater released 91% of its stored energy over 8 hours. A leading electric ceramic heater, tested under the same conditions, released all stored energy in under 90 minutes after cutoff. The brick kept warming long after the electric heater went cold. This video is just the surface of what we have uncovered for you. I collected everything the heating industry does not want you finding. All of it is inside the complete forbidden $2 vault right now. The exact brick types that hold heat the longest in field conditions. How to safely heat bricks using campfire, oven, or rocket stove. The wrapping and placement method that maximizes heat distribution. How soldiers in Korea built 2 brick systems that lasted all night. Emergency shelter heating setups that need 0 fuel after the fire. And much more inside, waiting for you to take and use immediately. Over 10 complete guides in one place. No filler, no fluff at all. The link is in the description, or scan the code on your screen now. But stay right here. The vault is just starting to open for you. Now back to the numbers, because they are genuinely infuriating. The average American household spends $1,900 per year on heating and cooling, according to the Department of Energy. $1,900 every single year, no exceptions. The average quality electric space heater costs between $80 and $600 at retail, depending on brand and the features. Its functional lifespan is 3 to 5 years before replacement. That means a typical household spends between $500 and $2,000 replacing portable heaters across a single decade. A standard clay brick costs between 50 cents and $3. Its lifespan is measured not in years, but in full centuries. The same brick your great-grandmother heated to warm her bed at night could heat your tent on a mountain trail this coming weekend. The thermal physics did not change when the heater industry appeared. The knowledge just became inconvenient for those selling machines. If you made it this far, you already know more about thermal mass than most people who just spent $600 on a space heater. Subscribe and share with someone who is about to make that mistake. Everything the heating industry buried is in the complete vault now. Link is in the description, or scan the code on your screen right now. Stay with me. The part they really did not want found is coming next. So why does nobody teach this? Why does no store sell this method? The global heating equipment industry generates $140 billion per year. That number requires one specific customer, not a customer who buys once and is done for a lifetime of warmth. A customer who replaces, upgrades, repairs, and pays monthly forever. In the United States, the heating industry employs over 400,000 workers and operates hundreds of powerful lobbying groups. It spends hundreds of millions influencing building codes each decade. Building codes require certified powered heating in every structure. You cannot get a permit using passive thermal mass as your heat. You need a certified electric or gas system installed and inspected. The system requires that certification. The certification costs money, and the money flows one direction only, away from you, every month. Think carefully about what the brick means to that economic model. You cannot patent fired clay. It is 4,000 years old right now. You cannot create a proprietary version with annual renewal fees. You cannot manufacture dependency from material in every riverbed. The entire revenue model of the heating industry rests on one belief: that thermal comfort is a service you must continuously purchase. A brick holding heat for 8 hours after one fire challenges the entire economic foundation that industry has built over a century. So it had to be called primitive, unsafe, pre-modern, inefficient, dismissed as what people used before real technology finally arrived. And for 100 years, before open information that worked well, here is exactly what you need and exactly what you should do now. Step 1. Find a standard clay or fire brick at any hardware store. Not decorative brick, not lightweight block, only dense clay brick. The heavier it feels in your hand, the more heat it will hold. One brick costs between 50 cents and $3 at any supplier. Step 2. Heat the brick to approximately 200 degrees. Use a campfire, a rocket stove, a gas burner, or a standard home oven. Place the brick in or beside the heat source for a full 40 minutes. The brick should feel very hot to touch, but should not be glowing red. Red glow means above 800 degrees and risks cracking. You want slow and even heat, penetrating through the full brick mass. Step 3. Wrap the heated brick in a wool or thick canvas cloth. Never place a bare heated brick against skin or flammable material. The wrapping slows heat release and protects against contact burns. Step 4. Place the wrapped brick at the foot of your sleeping bag, in the center of your tent floor, or against the wall of your shelter. One standard brick raises tent temperature by 8 to 12 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 to 8 continuous hours through the cold night. 2 bricks maintain comfortable sleeping temperatures all cold night, down to approximately 15 degrees Fahrenheit in outside air temp. A camper named Travis Holloway documented this process in Oregon in 2019 at elevation, where temperatures hit 18 degrees Fahrenheit by 3 in the morning on a clear mountain night. He reported sleeping comfortably through the entire night without a bag rated below 20 degrees. That bag retails for $300. 2 clay bricks, 50 cents each. No electricity, no fuel after. I need to be honest about one important limitation here today. This technique works best in enclosed spaces with low air volume, small tents, emergency shelters, enclosed vehicle interiors, huts. In large open rooms with high ceilings and poor insulation varies, the physics still work. Thermal mass still releases heat all night, but heat dissipates faster in large open air volumes without walls. For camping, emergency preparedness, and off-grid situations here, this is among the most effective and lowest cost solutions found. That is not folk wisdom. That is the University of Bath conclusion. This knowledge did not die. It waited in old stone building walls, in field notebooks of soldiers who survived mountain winters on rock, in the hands of shepherds who never needed a product to stay warm. It survived because physics cannot be repealed by marketing money. Heat moves into dense mass slowly. It leaves dense mass slowly. That law existed before the heating industry. It will outlast it too. Every brick you heat is a sale the industry does not get to make. Every camper who sleeps warm without a power source is living proof that the most effective solutions have always been the oldest ones. They spent billions making sure you would never believe otherwise. $3 in one cold night proves they were lying all along. If this vault opened something for you today, subscribe and share. Every share preserves what they spent billions trying to keep buried. The complete vault link is in the description right below this video. Or scan the code on your screen before you leave and forget the link. The next vault opens soon. What is inside will cost them even more.